Could your school lose funding? It may under a proposed policy at the Ohio State House. We've been receiving dozens of messages about a story that we first told you about on Tuesday.
Some Republican leaders threatened to cut public school spending. Now, our Columbus Bureau reporter Morgan Trow says since that story aired, some other lawmakers have been vowing to protect education.
Unsustainable.
It was a comment made by new Ohio House Speaker Matt Huffman that angered viewers and education leaders across the state.
You have to look at whether these dollars are being spent wisely.
Huffman proposed cutting at least $650 million in public education spending in this General Assembly's budget. After we aired his comments and Parma City School Superintendent Charles Smilek's frustration, Ohioans started calling their lawmakers. The next day, half a dozen Republican representatives reached out to share that they would fight for school funding.
I mean, they're hearing from their constituents, they're hearing from their residents that, hey, listen, we don't want our teachers taking pay cuts. We don't want class sizes of 32 and 33.
But it's not just the lawmakers who have a say in the budget. So I questioned Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor John Husted on if they want to fully fund education.
We have a lot of choices to make, and sometimes these are very, very difficult choices.
Due to federal COVID dollars running out, the state has less money for this budget than in years before. So the governor says something has to give, but he isn't sure what.
I think it would be unfair of me at this point to come out here and say we need to do this, 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 and this.
But Smilek sighed of relief at Husted's response.
Funding for the education of children will continue to be a huge budget priority.
But Richmond Heights School District Treasurer Cooper Martin doesn't believe them. He criticizes Huffman for his championing of the private school voucher system, with the state spending roughly $1 billion in public money to send kids to non-public schools.
You can't say that public education is unsustainable when you're spending that money.
Many GOP politicians say that spending that much on EdChoice is due to poor performing public schools, and that the vouchers help parents have choices.
There's no educational system where one size fits all works for everyone.
Every dollar that goes to a voucher is a dollar that's taken from public education.
Smilek says this sets them up for failure.
Absolutely becomes sort of that downward spiral where you defund us and then somehow expect us to meet expectations and parameters that only continue to increase.
We spoke with several GOP lawmakers who say they will look at other institutions to cut funds from before directly going to education. At the Ohio State House, I'm Morgan Trow reporting.